Hello folks, and welcome back to our ninth tutorial on loops. Now, so far we've learned about a while loop, which is like this, which we learned last time, but there's also a second, slightly more compact way to do a loop, and that's called a for loop. Now I've got a nice new class up here, so let's try and work this out, shall we? Now a for loop is much simpler than a while loop to program. So to start, if I wanted to count and display 1 to 10 on the screen, all I do is I don't bother making an integer, I just write 4. And then open my brackets. And then everything I want to happen can happen in between these brackets. So first, I'm going to make my count a variable. So int count equals 1. Then a nice semicolon. And then we're going to do, say, keep going until count equals something. So keep going while count is less than 11. And finally, how much do we want count to increment or increase by each time? Well, I want count to increase by 1 each time. So that is all the information the loop needs in one sweet line of code. So now we just need curly brackets. And then anything we want to happen with the data can go in between these wonderful curly brackets here. So I want it to say system.out.println and then the count. So there we are. That is a for loop. Let's see if it works. So if I press play now and I run the code, oh look, we have now gone from 1 to 10 in a single, or 3 lines of code. So there we go. You have now done it. You've now made a loop. So we have written 4, and then we have made a whole loop out of it. Now this is very good if you want a very simple quick loop, but if you want something with, say, a changing number of loops, so say it's not always a number here, it's got to be a variable, or you want to do a negative loop or something more complicated, then at that point a for loop is less useful. But for loops are another handy way of looping. So today, guys, we have learnt about for loops and we have learnt about while loops, which are fantastic things. So just quickly to go over it again, we have for here. Then firstly, inside the brackets, we say what the variable will start as. We say what the variable will continue until, and we say how much we're going to increment or decrement by. And then in the curly brackets afterwards, we just put whatever we want to happen, and the code runs again. Okay, so that's for loops for you, short and sweet. Thank you for watching and have a great night.